Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Amanda, and on this channel I make quite literally whatever content I fancy making, and in today's video I'm going to be making a vegetable curry. I recently started a freezer challenge where I am essentially trying to use up all of the food in the freezer that has maybe been sitting there for a tad too long. I find that we can get into the habit of doing food shops every week or every month depending on your particular frequency without actually checking what food we already have. And I was quite surprised recently. I did a freezer inventory, and just by sitting down for a few minutes after making those lists, there was at least about 7 meals that I could see that I could already make with the ingredients that I had in the house, and by simply adding maybe 1 or 2 ingredients here and there that may have been missing. But yes, I'm going to make a vegetable curry today, so I hope you enjoy this video. Let's see how we go. Very recently I also made another freezer challenge meal, which was some air fryer pizzas. I had never made pizza in the air fryer before, but I thought that it came out pretty good. I enjoyed it. And it's definitely something that I will probably try again in the future if I want a quick, easy pizza. But yeah, let's get into it. I hope you enjoy this video. Right, so before we get started, I'm going to check my inventory to see where the ingredients are that I need for this curry. Right, so here I have some leftover wild rice, and I believe it's called Carmague. I got it from Waitrose. I'm going to just probably heat this up in the microwave because it's such a small amount, so I'll probably just heat that up later. And then over here in this foil container situation, I have some roti from a family friend that's been in the freezer. I have 2 packages of this, so I thought I'd just take out 1. We may not eat all of them, but we're going to have the curry today. We'll have the curry tomorrow as well, and potentially the day after, depending on how much I make. So that should be a good amount of rice to share, because I don't really want to do any more rice because we have so much roti to eat. So yeah. Okay, so that butternut squash. What else? Oh, we've got some coriander. Could put some coriander in it, that'd be nice. Coriander. Right, so moving on to the freezer to list now, to see if there's anything that might be in the other freezer. Let's have a look. I have some cauliflower that could work. Cauliflower. There we go. I've got some mushrooms. Do I want mushrooms in my curry? That is the question. Right, so what I've noted down is butternut squash and coriander from freezer 1, and then cauliflower, potentially cabbage, and spinach from freezer 2. I'm thinking that that is maybe not enough. Maybe I might add a couple of potatoes and see how we go. Yeah, I'm just going to shove a few bits and bobs in there and see how we go. But yeah, let's go grab the items from the freezer. Okay, so I have brought the items back in. The only thing that I don't have is the butternut squash, which I'll just grab from that freezer in a moment. After going into the freezer, I kind of changed my mind a little bit. So I picked up some sprouts, some chestnut mushrooms, I brought in the cauliflower, spinach. I found this random bag of tomatoes and some cabbage as well. So I think this is going to be a really yummy, healthy curry. And then I'll add the butternut squash and probably a potato or two. But yeah, I think this is going to be really, really good. And I'm excited. I think it's going to taste yummy. I haven't decided if I'm going to do a coconut curry, but I think I might do a coconut curry. I think a coconut curry is the way to go. So I started by chopping some potatoes. I didn't want them to be so small that they would essentially cook so fast that they'd soften and disappear into the curry, but I also wanted them to be large enough that it could be like a good chunk of potato. So I did somewhere in between a good happy medium. I just remembered that I have this leftover like fruit and veg from making pizzas. So I have some pineapple, some red bell peppers and some green homegrown peppers and a bit of tomato, which I'm just going to shove into the curry as well. I'm going to do a couple of cloves, I think. I usually do about I do two usually in standard, like any meal, and then just add more if need be. Yeah, this is about 3, but they're small, so we'll do those. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do another one as well. No harm. Also, I'm going to put all of the ingredients in the description below, just in case you want to make this curry yourself. Whilst I wait for the oil to heat up, I'm going to just prepare this for later. It is a 200 gram block, and I'm going to cut it in half and then add some hot water to it. When I put onion and garlic in a pan, I try to leave them untouched with the lid on for a couple of minutes. And once the onion starts looking more translucent, I go ahead and add my seasoning, which in this particular case with this curry was smoked paprika and garlic pepper. At this stage I am adding the potatoes, cauliflower, cabbage, mushrooms, tomatoes, and whilst I was doing this, and once I put all of these first initial vegetables into the pan, it then dawned on me that I had completely forgotten to take the butternut squash out of the freezer, so I went ahead and added the butternut squash too, along with the leftover veg that I mentioned earlier, which was from the air fryer pizzas that I made. I went ahead and added hot water to the coconut block in line with the instructions on the box. Once adding in the hot water, I just stirred it around to get the coconut block to melt. It does take a little while, but patience is key. I then added that to the pot, and it really does create a lovely coconut smell in your kitchen. It's just lovely. Now it is time to add the curry powder, because what is a curry without curry related seasonings? I'm using this curry powder which is called Chief curry powder. I used to have this other curry powder, but I've not been able to find it again, but this one is pretty good also. I just add 2 teaspoons when I'm making a curry, but sometimes I judge it based on the colour of the curry. So sometimes I find that the coconut block makes the curry super pale, so then perhaps I'll add an extra half teaspoon, but usually 2 tends to be pretty good. Near the end of the cooking process, I added some spinach, as they only take a minute or so to defrost and there's not really much cooking time. I also went ahead and decided last minute that I wanted to add some edamame beans, and they went so well in the curry. Absolutely 100% recommend putting edamame beans in your vegetable curry. It gives a different texture, because if you think about it, the potato and the cauliflower, all of those textures are quite similar, but to get a little crunch, a little bite from the edamame bean is just yummy. But yes, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I really hope that you enjoy making this curry. Please let me know if you do make this recipe and what you make of it, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.